group. So they could either be the top team in Group Elder, except GEN are all 3-0s.
And I think if you extended this to a best of 7, yep, I think they would all be forced.
Has been the aim of the game here, and if you are not able to stand toe-to-toe, then you just kind of get rolled over.
Yeah, it's
not only is it a decent lane into the Azir, but you pick it away from Zeka. He cannot play one of his most iconic champions throughout the rest of this best of... Kanavi is considering a dragon, but is spotted immediately. Canyon moving on over. They do know that he's in the area, and Chovy is back in base. Does have his Zerk Greaves.
He's gone all the way around, Canyon has here.
This is a bit sneaky.
They try to see him with Phaelites. Obviously, it can't reach.
Oh my goodness. Don't...
He could steal this.
But wait. No, there's no way. He's not going to get away with it. Oh, he didn't! Zeka's the one that locks it down as Canyon not even able to flash away. Emperor's Divide comes out, and First Blood will go over to Zeka on this Azir. And that one guy over the back wall, he would have been okay, but wasn't able to get the bit of extra movement speed. As we're going between the worlds, Kanavi might be in a little bit of trouble. Does have the Crescent Guard as Zeus looking for the angle, goes all out as Canyon just dead again. And Kiin just wondering what the heck to do. Maybe waiting for Chovy is going to be the option there as he flashes. Does miss the Q. Gets exhausted here. There's that tech you were talking about. Does need to rebind, but Chovy is just dead and Kiin doesn't have the range. Kanavi, he's now sitting at 2-0. And
wave going through. Zeka decides he needs to get this. Loses a lot of the minions anyways. Like, he only gets 3, and they get the Herald potentially as a result.
Well, now Delight holding onto his buttons, really wants to use that to try and go for an engage, but Chovy snaps back towards this Rift Herald, down to about 4,000. As we're going between the worlds, Kiin is still very dangerous, and Zeus is getting poked down. Kanavi steals away the Rift Herald, but it's a 4-man Pop Blossom from Juro. He finds the angle, and Kiin locks down Delight. Now Zeus going down solo. Emperor's Divide finds Ruler, but he flashes on top of Gumayusi. A gap closing. Azir ultimate. Are you insane, Ruler? And it's a double kill for Canyon. There's that team fight, and it's an ace for
Extension. He has his ultimate as well. And they gave up so much control for Zeka to get 3 minions. And that's why Gen.G have full prio here and why they have to play this fight the way they do anyways. Now he TP's in, but he's so late. And Zeus, we mentioned it before, he doesn't have any armor. And look at how much damage he takes from Ruler here on the initial salvo. Like, he is just not tanky. Delight sacrifices himself to go in. And then, as you mentioned, the Emperor's Divide just gives Ruler the opportunity to flash on and finish Gumayusi off. And the coordination was not great on this one, but the setup, I think, was the bigger issue. And Gen.G had all of the control.
Yeah, let's have a look at this from Chovy's perspective. As was trying to block the eye for a moment here, but actually manages to get the outplay onto Kanavi as well. Flashes the wind, becomes lightning, snaps back. Oh God, we didn't even notice that because there was a whole...
Well, as Chovy,
yeah, Kanavi looking for an angle there, does stop the ultimate from getting Chovy out of there, and that means that he's just dead. Kanavi puts the spear in.
Well, on the cross map.
Oh. Well, let's see whether Zeka can survive, as he does avoid the Vault Breaker, but that means that Canyon doesn't touch him. And so they will just kill this turret. Pop Blossom picks up Zeus as he makes his way in, and now it's 3 versus 1 for him. In the meantime, Yunara is taking a turret in the mid lane, and Zeus is desperately running away.
He's about a level and a half up, but 2 levels up technically.
Oh, that's ridiculous. As Emperor's Divide going to be used here as Chovy going to have to bounce his way out. Does get a big old shield as Delight catches up to him. Kanavi's running real fast. Oh, wind barely becomes lightning is now, yes. Chovy actually unbinds the soul, looks for the knock up onto Zeka, doesn't find it. But like you were saying, yes, they can start Baron.
Like, that's you're going to send 3 people to kill Chovy when this Yunara with IEs on the other side? I don't think so.
Well, Zeus is going to have to bring Canyon out of the pit, and he does so, and now the rest of Gen.G needs to zone Gumayusi. However, Canyon just gets back, smites the Baron, and that is going to be secured. Now Delight looking for an angle to get himself in, as Ruler bounces his way out. Pop Blossom connects onto Gumayusi, and he has to get himself out of there. Zeka gets into the fight as Ruler flashes out of the way, dashes to avoid getting knocked up by Delight, and down will go the Rakan. Canyon's getting chased down by Zeus and Gumayusi, but he just Vault breaks his way out of there. How do, because this Baron's going down lower and lower. There's the quickness, but Delight is just stopped in his tracks, just shot down here by Ruler as the Crescent Guard does nothing. Chovy Kanavi finds the ulti, and the flash in once again to take down Gumayushi. No one is dead on the side of Gen.G, and it is just Zeka trying to flap away with broken wings from this destruction of a team fight out of Gen.G. Yet another one around the Baron that they win. They are looking not.
So now they're going to do the same thing here on this Dragon.
Yep, Quadra, Cloud Souls. Kanavi goes in. Okay, looking for a little bit of an angle. There's the Pop Blossom, picks up 3 of them. The Inara is down. Let's see whether Gen.G will have the damage. As Gumayushi will be taken out. It's a double kill for the Auroras. Chovy will be wiped out, but Kiin's at full health. Can he get the rest of them? It looks like he might be. As there's the Quadra, and it's only Zeus left standing. And I don't think he's making it out. Pentakill for Kiin here, and Gen.G.
But look at how quickly Ruler dies here. But the Emperor's Divide is used in order to get that extra burst, and it doesn't really help set up the fight here for Hanwha Life. And so now the rest of the team is just kind of fodder for this backline Aurora. And Canyon survives for so long, goes back into the pit here and secures the Dragon.
It's like every spell he throws out, though, and hits is just trillions of damage. It is revolting. Yeah, I mean, they threw the kitchen sink at him because he's so much of the team's DPS.
And then Kanavi's like, okay, wait, can I do something? He avoids that weirding, which was massive. It gave him the opportunity to potentially look for the smite. Unable to get it. Kiin calls for the Penta.
And he got nervous. That's why he missed at least one spell. He missed the smell. As Ruler,
he wants to get involved with an annoying, pesky wall there.
Yeah, exactly. It's so frustrating. Well, Kiin lost more health than he did in the last team fight. As Pop lost him, he flashes for it, finds 3, and there is a gorgeous snare as well. Kiin's still doing so much damage, but now everyone is involved. They tried to kill Ruler. It didn't work this time around. That's another clean ace, and Gen.G will mop up these turrets and send us to a game number 2. And my goodness, it was a decent early start there for HLE, and Kiin, speaking of consistency, does a gigantic amount of damage in that game, picks up a pentakill. I think he's forerunner probably for the POM at this stage, but Ruler also having a day.